Here's your news for November 5th, 2019. We're kicking off with news today by looking at WWE's Monday Night Raw, as the Road to Survivor Series is well underway. Kicking off with WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, the pair were on the hunt for Rey Mysterio, as it was the ultimate underdog who leveled Lesnar with a steel chair at Crown Jewel and who made Lesnar quit SmackDown for Raw. Nobody was safe from the Beast, as Lesnar assaulted a backstage worker on his hunt, and after Heyman demanded Mysterio to appear, it was commentator Dio Madden who felt Brock's wrath with a devastating F5 through a table. This was enough to cause Mysterio to appear, as the masked superstar once again got the upper hand thanks to a baseball bat and a brutal attack on the WWE Champion. Speaking of the title, Lesnar will finally get his hands on the master of the 619 at Survivor Series when the pair meet for the Beast's WWE Championship. Mysterio, who briefly held the same title back in 2011, is being considered the underdog due to the match having no stipulations to it, but we all know that proving doubters wrong is what Rey does best. This week's Raw also saw an invasion by NXT, as the Gold brand made their mark just like they did on SmackDown last week. Addressing the fans, Seth Rollins said he wasn't sure what to do next after losing the Universal Championship to The Fiend, but was interrupted by Triple H, who offered the Beast Slayer an invitation to rejoin NXT. As the very first NXT champion, Rollins was a crucial part in the formative years of the brand in 2012, but before he could answer, was interrupted by the Undisputed Era, who were chased off by the OC. This all culminated in NXT champion Adam Cole putting his title on the line in the main event against Rollins, much like how he defended the title on SmackDown against Daniel Bryan. Once again, it was Cole who retained the title, but only by DQ, as during the match, the Raw and NXT rosters brawled in the ring to end the show. It's still unclear what the Architect will do next in this war between Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, but given the response Finn Balor has had since returning to the Gold brand, heading to NXT may not be his worst decision. If he doesn't, Rollins could easily take the spot as captain of Team Raw in the traditional Survivor Series match, where he'd hope to lead his army to victory over NXT and Friday Night SmackDown. In women's division news, Charlotte Flair and Natalya made their claim for a future tag team title shot after picking up a non-title win over the Kabuki Warriors. In a very rare sight in WWE, it was Asuka who took the loss for her team, tapping out to the Canadians' Sharpshooter. With Survivor Series around the corner, a title match could be added to the pay-per-view, but it's unclear whether WWE would be willing to take the titles off the Japanese superstars after the duo won the gold at Hell in a Cell. During the show, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch was part of an interview, but NXT once again made their presence known, thanks to NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Part of MMA's Four Horsewomen, Baszler said that she wasn't Ronda Rousey, and that she would beat the man at Survivor Series. Not only will these two champions meet at the pay-per-view, but they'll also be joined by SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, as whoever wins will certainly have bragging rights over the entire women's division of WWE for a long time to come. The love story between Rusev Lana and Bobby Lashley took a wild turn during this week's show, as the Bulgarian Brute made it clear he wants to end this drama. In a bizarre situation, Rusev said that Lashley could have Lana after he beats the Destroyer tonight, though the match never happened thanks to a not-so-PG injury. When Lashley appeared on crutches at the top of the ramp, Lana revealed that the former Intercontinental Champion wasn't medically cleared thanks to a sex-related groin injury he suffered while the pair were doing the nasty. Instead of Lashley, Rusev took on Drew McIntyre, but this match also ended in a DQ thanks to the Destroyer. Revealing that his injury was fake, Lashley attacked Rusev during the match, with the Bulgarian also receiving an RKO from Randy Orton until Ricochet made the save. Together, the Team Hogan partners helped clear the ring of the heels, including Lashley falling into Lana, as it seems the issues between the Bulgarian Brute, the Ravishing Russian, and the Almighty aren't quite over yet. And on to some more results from Raw, as Andrade and Zelina Vega picked up a big win in mixed tag team action. Facing off against Sin Cara and Catalina, the newest addition to the women's division did get pinned by Vega, but was very impressive during her showing. Despite what happened earlier in the night, the OC weren't in the mood to make friends with anyone on the Raw roster, as the trio faced Humberto Carrillo and the Street Profits. Confirming that they're still heels, it was Styles who would get the pin after a powerbomb on Carrillo, and to add insult to injury, used the ropes as leverage to get the win. Though the team of Carrillo, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford came up short, things were much different for the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, who made quick work of a local tag team. Facing off against the East Hampton Polo Boys, the pair looked like a 2019 version of the Mean Street Posse and had roughly the same level of success, being flattened in seconds by the tag team champions. Post-match, Eric and Ivar sent a message to the OC, as it was Gallows and Anderson who beat them at Crown Jewel to be crowned the best tag team in the world, and said while the OC won one battle, nothing could stop their raid. With that said, the Vikings have even bigger things to deal with, as the company confirmed that the Raw Tag Team Champions will take on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions The Revival and NXT Tag Team Champions The Undisputed Era at Survivor Series. With all these huge tri-branded matches, this year's November tradition is shaping up to be one of WWE's biggest shows of the year, as fans will see some of the company's top stars battle for brand supremacy. Though Monday Night Raw had plenty of reasons to get fans talking, the backlash from last week's Crown Jewel pay-per-view has shown no signs of slowing down. After the show, the majority of superstars were delayed from returning home following what WWE called a mechanical fault, though rumors have circulated that it was an issue between Vince McMahon and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that caused the delay. On Twitter, Raw superstar Karl Anderson joked about the ordeal as he told his followers that though he never planned to go back, the high wage and plans for a second pool could make him change his mind. One person who didn't see the funny side of things, though, was Anderson's wife Trini, who told her husband to never make the trip back to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ever again. In her reply, Mrs. Anderson said how she and her children were worried to death, and while Anderson had success at last Thursday's show, with the OC winning the Tag Team Turmoil match to be crowned the best tag team in the world, this may have been Anderson's last appearance in Riyadh. Though Anderson didn't go into details about what he experienced in Riyadh, his fellow OC brother AJ Styles has given his interpretation on what went down. Instead of WWE's claims of a mechanical fault and the rumored issues between McMahon and the Prince, Styles said during a live stream on Mixer that he was told that a fuel truck blocked their path and that the driver of the truck had already gone home. The United States champion admitted that this story doesn't quite make sense and would later claim that it was paperwork issues that caused the roster to be delayed. Responding to claims that the superstars were made to feel like hostages, the Phenomenal One said that the story had been blown up by the media, but also said that it wasn't his role to speak about any alleged issues between the chairman of the board and the Saudi Crown Prince. Whatever the truth may be, this recent incident is just the latest piece of controversy in the WWE's deal with the country. And while Styles may be a big enough star to be able to veto going, we're not sure if the same can be said for his good brother partners. While Anderson may not be heading back to Saudi Arabia anytime soon, one person fans shouldn't expect to see in WWE at all is superstar Billy Graham. Despite being a Hall of Famer, Graham has been a vocal opponent of the company and made headlines earlier this year when he encouraged Kofi Kingston to take steroids shortly after his WWE Championship victory at WrestleMania 35. Now, Graham is back on social media, but has turned his attention to NXT champion Adam Cole, and has said that the Undisputed Era star should take the banned substance to improve his career. On Facebook, the former world champion described Kingston's title reign as a farce, and said that Cole is too small to be considered a star. He said, "Damn, Adam Cole is so small. I'm not telling him to abuse roids, just use them correctly to enhance your physique. Triple H will show you exactly how to do it." Obviously, it would be foolish for the NXT champion to take the Hall of Famer's advice, as the WWE's wellness policy has made it clear that anyone found taking steroids will be suspended. Graham's comments didn't go down well online, and between these comments against Kingston and Cole, as well as some nasty comments about former Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, don't expect to see the original superstar back in WWE soon. We've got some AEW news now, as the company has announced a special anniversary edition of their weekly Dynamite show 1 year after the company was founded. This special episode of Dynamite will take place on January 8th next year at the Landers Center in South Haven, Mississippi, and tickets will go on sale this Friday at 12 noon Eastern. No matches have been announced for the anniversary show, but World Champion Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, Jon Moxley, and the Young Bucks are all expected to appear after being used in the promotional image for the show. Since AEW's launch, the company has gone from strength to strength, amassing a constantly growing fan base, as well as consistently defeating WWE's NXT brand in the ratings since Dynamite launched this past October. It'll be interesting to see just what AEW has planned for the anniversary show, as they'll no doubt hope that their second year will be just as entertaining, exciting, and successful as their first. And finally today, we're looking back at last week's edition of Monday Night Raw, which saw the return of former Divas champion and SmackDown general manager Paige. Returning alongside her clients the Kabuki Warriors, it wasn't long until the original anti-diva was betrayed by the women's tag team champions, culminating in being sprayed with the green mist by Asuka. It's clear that Paige's days of managing the two Japanese superstars are over, but the British superstar may already have found a replacement in Naya Jacks. Replying to a fan on Twitter who referenced Paige facing the Australian-born superstar, Paige admitted that she would love to manage her, and Jacks made it clear that she would love to be managed by the former Divas champion. Fans haven't seen Jacks in the ring since WrestleMania 35, where she and Tamina failed to capture the women's tag team titles as she's been recovering from surgery to repair 2 torn ACLs. Given the severity of her injury, Jacks was expected to be sidelined for 9 months, and given that her return is now imminent, returning alongside Paige could help launch Jacks back into the title picture.